TSU head coach Reggie Barlow, the team coming off a loss against number one ranked North Dakota State this past weekend. They'll remain home. They have another home game. This time Alabama A&M is the opponent. Coach, some thoughts about your team, and then we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, we had a chance to play against North Dakota State, which is a outstanding outfit. They do it the right way over there. We knew it was a huge challenge for us, but it was cool to be able to see that team in person and to go up against them. There are some takeaways. There are some things that we did well. One is staying in a fight and competing to the bitter end. We're proud of our guys for how they performed in the second half and not dead, then quit. So we'll be able to learn from that game going forward. I think it'll help us at some point throughout our season, just from a mental toughness standpoint. And of course, this week we get a chance to go up against another FCS opponent in Alabama A&M. Coach Shade and his group of guys have, last week scored a lot of points, scored a lot of touchdowns, did a lot of good things. Good team, good players. Looking forward to preparing to get a chance to play against those guys.
Thanks, Coach. We got some questions. Mike Organ, you're up first. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, hey, Coach. Speaking of this week's game, it's against a fellow HBCU team. It'll be your second in 3 games. The fan base kind of wanted you guys to get back to playing more HBCUs, and you did under the previous administration, and that seems to be continuing. What are your philosophies on playing fellow HBCUs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a traditionalist. I think obviously TSU being HBCU and playing against all Jackson, Southern, and Graham, and all those people back in the day. I'm all for that. Obviously being an HBCU and catering to the fans and the customers. I say the customers are always right, and the alumni and the fans are the customers. So catering to them and allowing them to come to games like this one, the Legacy Classic that we're having. So I'm all for it.
I have one other question. Scott Hoseapfel remained on the staff from the previous staff, only coach that did that. How much does that mean for you, the loyalty he shows toward the school, and what does his contribution mean for your program?
Yeah, Scott is a dude. Coach Sop is a dude. I think, it's obvious our players respect him. He has their ear and heart and their mind. He does a great job. And one of the most critical things that he did since I've been here was keep the 40 or so guys that we had on the roster at the time, to keep those guys structured and organized and doing PRPs, player ran practices. So definitely appreciate him and what he brings to the table. Obviously, his experience, he's been around, been in a lot of different places, and he's done a good job. And nobody spends more time with the student athletes than your strength coach. So definitely want to have a guy in there that the young men respect and that care for them.
Okay, thanks, Coach. I'll see you this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Brandon King has some questions. Go ahead, Brandon.
Right. Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
Howdy.
Wanted to ask you, and you kind of touched on it a little bit with your previous response, looking at playing a school like Alabama A&M, and even just in the Legacy Series, which kind of reinvigorates this rivalry, so to speak, because prior to that, it'd been over a decade since the schools have played. And you being an HBCU guy, what does being a part of this series mean to you and you think the program, and you touched on it as well as the fans?
Yeah, I mean, me being an HBCU guy, I mean, this game, Legacy Series, I mean, it makes sense. Alabama A&M is 2 hours or so away from Nashville. It's a game that, was played back in the day, when even dating back to Coach Merritt and some of the other coaches that coached here. Even Alabama State, when I was a head coach there, we played Tennessee State there in Montgomery, and then the following year they played it up here. So I'm all for that. As I mentioned, the fans and the alumni are the customers, and the customers are always right. And you want to be able to give them what they want. and this type of game, these type of games is things that they're interested in, and they spend their money on the things that they like. So having these type games will obviously get Alabama A&M people here and get our fans out there as well.
Absolutely. And kind of staying on track with your opponent, Alabama A&M, obviously the quarterback, Mr. Brown, he had himself quite a ball game against in their last outing. When you look at him on film, what jumps out about him, and what types of challenges he and the Bulldog offense are going to present for your defense on Saturday?
Man, that kid, number 10, Brown, he's good. I like watching him play. Obviously, I don't want him doing what he's been doing to other opponents, to us. But in terms of arm strength, I mean, this guy he could slang it. He can make all the throws. He's a smart guy. Coach Thornton, who's on our staff, was there at A&M last year, so he knows him well. But, when you talk about him, for us, you got to talk about lane and gap integrity, because this guy can hurt you with his legs. He can make all the throws. And if you're not on it, he'll scramble and keep plays alive. So we got to make sure that we're rushing to the depth of the quarterback, that we're not overrunning him. We got to make sure inside that we're keeping him from, scrambling around on us. So, but really good quarterback, has had some good games. The last game against Alcorn, running the ball, throwing the ball. So really, just a really good football player.
Okay. Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Coach, what have, in general, for 2 weeks now, what have you learned about your team just overall? Because you talked about how, the experience of playing a really good North Dakota State team, but just overall, what did you not know about your team that you now know?
Well, I wouldn't say that I didn't know. I think I love the way we're coming together. I love the way that we are competing. And, last game, the first game was a character building game because of the adversity and, coming up and winning it at the end. And then, of course, this game was a character building game as well because of the score, and just really want to observe our team and how we responded, and where we're going to hang our heads, and where we're going to, we say no blame, no complaint, and no defending dumb stuff. So it was none of that. It was about how can we get better. And I have a strong appreciation for that, for our guys, our coaches. Everybody stayed in the fight. And we had a really good day after that game on Sunday, where we conditioned and lift weights and all that stuff. But the attitudes and minds was cool. The smiles were back. And we're looking forward to seeing how we can compete, measure up against our new opponent.
Brandon's got one more follow-up. Go ahead, Brandon.
Hey, Coach. Real quick, just wanted to talk about your team from a health standpoint. I know North Dakota's a big physical team. Were you able to make it through Saturday without any major ding? And how you looking from a health standpoint headed into this week?
Yeah, Brandon, I appreciate that question. Obviously, when you go up against a team like that, there's some concerns. It's going to be a physical game, and that's a big physical team, but we're blessed. We got out of it pretty good. We had some guys going into that game that was a little banged up. Juju, our left tackle, being one of them, but we made it through good. And actually, we should be getting a few guys back. Reed, one of our receivers that hadn't played in the first 2 games, getting him back, as well as another receiver and some other guys. So we got through it pretty good, thank God. And we're looking forward to continuing to keep our health and, get these guys back.
Thanks as always for the insight, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, Coach, appreciate your time. Best of luck this weekend. We'll talk to you again next week.
Right on. Thank you.